What is meditation? Meditation is the power which enables us to resist all this, our slavery to nature. Nature may call us, look, there is a beautiful thing. I do not look. Now she says, there is a beautiful smell. Smell it. I say to my nose, do not smell it. And the nose doesn't. Eyes do not see. Nature does such an awful thing, kills one of my children and says, now rascal, sit down and weep. Go to the depths. I say, I don't have to. I jump up. I must be free. Try it sometimes. In meditation, for a moment, you can change this nature. Now, if you had that power in yourself, would not that be heaven? Freedom? That is the power of meditation. Swami Vivekananda says, meditate. The greatest thing is meditation. It is the nearest approach to spiritual life, the mind meditating. It is the one moment in our daily life that we are not at all material, the soul thinking of itself, free from all matter, this marvelous touch of the soul. How is it to be attained? In a dozen different ways. Each temperament has its own way, but this is the general principle. Get hold of the mind. The mind is like a lake, and every stone that drops into it raises waves. These waves do not let us see what we are. The full moon is reflected in the water of the lake, but the surface is so disturbed that we do not see the reflection clearly. Let it be calm. Do not let nature raise the wave. Keep quiet, and then, after a little while, she will give you up. Then we know what we are. God is there already, but the mind is so agitated, always running after the senses. You close the senses, and yet you whirl and whirl about. Just this moment, I think I'm all right, and I will meditate upon God, and then my mind goes to London in 1 minute, and if I pull it away from there, it goes to New York to think about the things I have done there in the past. These waves are to be stopped by the power of meditation. In the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna tells Krishna, the mind, O Krishna, is restless, turbulent, powerful, and obstinate. To control the mind is as hard, it seems to me, as to control the wind. Sri Krishna listened to this representative complaint of man and gave a reply important for all men of all times. He said, undoubtedly, O Arjuna, the mind is restless and hard to control, but by practice, abhyasa, and dispassion, vairagya, it can be controlled. When a disciple told Sri Ramakrishna that the mind is not under control, he replies, how is that? There is such a thing as abhyasa yoga, yoga through practice. Keep up the practice and you will find that your mind will follow in whatever direction you lead it. The mind is like a white cloth just returned from the laundry. It will be red if you dip it in red dye and blue if you dip it in blue. It will have whatever color you dip it in. It has never been an easy task, even for the noblest of men, the nature of the mind being restless. Sri Krishna says in the Gita, the turbulent senses, O Arjuna, do violently snatch away the mind of even a wise man, striving after perfection. For the mind which follows in the wake of the wandering senses carries away his discrimination, as a wind carries off its course a boat on the waters. The Buddha teaches, if one man conquers in battle 1,000 men 1,000 times, and if another conquers himself, he, the latter, is the greater conqueror. Swami Vivekananda compares the mind to a restless monkey which is stung by the scorpion of jealousy, drunk with the wine of desire, and possessed by the demon of pride. Who can describe its restlessness? How hard is it to control such a mind? The first lesson then is to sit for some time and let the mind run on. The mind is bubbling up all the time. It is like that monkey jumping about. Let the monkey jump as much as he can. You simply wait and watch. Knowledge is power, says the proverb, and that is true. Until you know what the mind is doing, you cannot control it. Give it the rein. Many hideous thoughts may come into it. You will be astonished that it is possible for you to think such thoughts, but you will find that each day the mind's vagaries are becoming less and less violent, that each day it is becoming calmer. In the first few months, you will find that the mind will have a great many thoughts. Later, you will find that they have somewhat decreased, and in few more months there will be fewer and fewer, until at last the mind will be under perfect control. But we must patiently practice every day. As a lamp kept in a windless place does not flicker, such is the state of the yogi, whose mind is under control and who is engaged in concentration on the self, says Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. A controlled state of mind leads to calmness, and calmness leads to peace of mind. Peace of mind leads to happiness. A happy person makes others happy. The quality of his work improves steadily, and he often attains enduring prosperity as a matter of course. It is not that such a person has not to face the trials and tribulations of life, but he never lacks the courage and strength to face them. At home, where he is the head, there are greater chances of order, discipline, joy, culture, and excellent human relations. Society looks upon such a person as an exemplar of good life. A person of controlled mind will be free from mental maladies and physical troubles caused by mental tension. A popular Sanskrit maxim says, "Who conquers the world? He alone who conquers his mind."